This video is sponsored by Robot Cash, and they're giving away a free copy of Wasteland 3 to everyone. Robot Cash is the world's first digital game store that lets you buy and sell games. They also have game trials before purchasing them, so you'll never have buyer's remorse. Plus, game publishers and developers can earn up to 95% on each sale, the most of any major platform. Make sure to claim your free copy of Wasteland 3 from the link in the description during their giveaway event from July 6th to 20th. What do you need to survive in Wasteland 3's post-apocalyptic landscape? Wasteland 3? Food? Water? Radiation suits? The correct answer is, of course, cats. Though when I began raising my own feline army, I had no idea what I was getting into. If you've not played Wasteland 3, you are missing out on a treat. It's the second sequel to the game that inspired Fallout, and whereas Bethesda went 3D with Fallout 3, Wasteland 3 retains the top-down, turn-based tactics of that first entry. It takes place in Colorado, which, due to the Cheyenne Mountain Complex's countermeasures, as seen in Stargate SG-1, survived the nuclear hellfire largely intact. So instead of walking across some scorched landscape, you're trudging through the snow. There are some genuinely dark moments, but there's also the potential for plenty of silliness. You can, for example, tote a shotgun and mow down enemies, or you can pelt them with yellow snowballs, and that's just the tip of the P-Berg. I'd like to say I raised my cat army because their fluffy coats made them better suited to the cold weather, but in truth, my thought process boiled down to, oh, look at the wee Moggy in his wee hat. The Moggy in question was Major Tomcat, who, if you played your cards right, you pick up partway through your first mission. Rescuing seems like your run-of-the-mill side objective, which is why I was completely unprepared for the cats to start shredding enemies. The first foes Wasteland 3 throws at you are the Dorseys, your stereotypical Hills Have Eyes, Texas Chainsaw Massacre murderous rednecks. They've convinced themselves they're top of the tree, so it was especially delicious to watch them be butchered by a cat. Major Tomcat wasn't doing a lion's share of the damage, but in concert with my squad's attacks, this Moggy finished off more than a few foes. What was that you were saying about your bullets being skull nukes? Oh right, the cat actually has got your tongue.
You can't kill Dorseys and live!
This face-clawing feline didn't disappear at the end of the mission either. He stuck around, and while he was never directly under my control, he continued to lay into those who dared take on Team Tomcat. That's why, when I spotted several other cats roaming around Colorado Springs, I knew what I had to do. Forget those boring skills like melee combat and small arms. I crammed my squad's experience points into Animal Whisperer. A few minutes later, I had a 4-strong team of Moggies following my crew around. Now, before anyone accuses me of catnapping, I'd like to point out that A, not a single one of these cats had a collar, and B, I regularly brought them back to Colorado Springs, so at worst, their owners would assume they'd gone on a little wander, as outdoor cats do, or temporarily got locked in someone's garage. They didn't need to know that Mr. Tibbles had been gnawing on the flesh of a clown-obsessed cultist. And for a while, Team Tomcat was a force to be reckoned with. I grew increasingly attached to these adorable and mildly homicidal little guys, even more so than my human recruits. My brave, mouse-munching warriors proved themselves more than capable, and I never got tired of watching mouthy road warrior types get chunks clawed out of them. But then came the nightmare that will forever be known as Groundhog Day. It should have been a simple mission, just save a family from Erastus Dorsey and his homicidal hillbilly crew. Oh sure, I thought I'd had the upper hand. I'd rolled up in an armored vehicle with a roof-mounted gun I could actually use to annihilate enemies, but my determination to keep my 4-strong fuzzy posse alive proved to be my undoing, as did the lack of actual control I had over them. What should have been a 10-minute skirmish turned into nearly 2 hours of blood, bullets, and burning cat hair. I had the option of backing out, but when Erastus called me a cat-loving simp, his fate was sealed. Yes, Wasteland 3 called me out on my choice of backup, which made me all the more determined that there wouldn't be a single feline fatality this day. But it wasn't just that Erastus and his raiders were tougher than I expected. They'd brought the ultimate weapon, the world's biggest laser pointer. Okay, technically it was the sight for a mortar launcher, but that didn't help the Moggies any. Once fired, they had one turn to clear out of the target area before it landed. Instead, they just stayed put, presumably gawking at this strange, shiny red wonder. Before I could do anything, 27 feline lives were ended in one fell swoop. Even when the catastrophe didn't strike, there were barrels that exploded if you so much as breathed on them. It turns out, adorable as it is when cats do their own thing, it's a disadvantage in certain combat situations. There were a few occasions when I crushed Erastus, punching the air in triumph. Then I noticed we were down one or more Moggies, and I started the whole violent endeavor again, and again, and again. Ultimately, it was the Animal Whisperer skill that helped my feline squad and the other less important humans win out without any casualties. Plus, there's the knowledge that I'd acquired by repeatedly reliving the same battle. I was able to charm the Dorsey spiny, mutant murder hogs who, fighting alongside my Mogs, proved a formidable force. My only regret is that when it came to ending Erastus's life, it was a hail of bullets and not a claw that dealt the final blow. And just like that, amongst the bodies, bullet casings, and bloody hairballs, Groundhog Day had reached its gruesome conclusion. So what did I learn from this experience? Was it that the snowy wastes were too much for my four-legged crew? No, not at all. We just needed a fifth cat. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Thanks again to Robot Cash for sponsoring this video and giving all of our viewers a free copy of Wasteland 3. Check the link in the description to get your own copy of Wasteland 3 today.